Have you ever wondered who are the most powerful beings in Nordic mythology? Of course you haven't. You have to be some kind of turbo nerd to think about that stuff. On that note, I have made a list of the most powerful beings in Nordic mythology, and that's what this video is gonna be about. I did try to make the list interesting and not super predictable, so you're not gonna find Odin or Thor here. Powerful as they are on their own right, they do get outclassed. That said, let's begin with Magni, the son of Thor. In a story way too long for me to even summarize, Thor kills a giant and then the giant falls on top of him. Thor couldn't get out and none of the gods could lift the giant. This includes Odin. Then Magni, one of the sons of Thor, easily lifts the giant and frees Thor. Magni, by the way, is 3 years old when he does this. Now, Thor is consistently the most powerful god in Nordic mythology, at least physically. But in this one story, it is Magni who is technically the strongest. I suppose one could headcanon a reason for why Thor couldn't lift the giant, but if we take the text at face value, it is Magni who would be the strongest god in Nordic mythology, and that's why he makes it into this list. Number 4. Managarmer. So when Ragnarok comes, Odin gets eaten by a wolf named Fenrir and dies. Fenrir is very powerful, obviously he is, he can kill Odin. And speaking of wolves eating things, the sun and the moon are also destined to be eaten by 2 wolves during Ragnarok. The wolves are called Skoll and Hati. Now, Skoll is very powerful in his own right, and I presume he is enormous. I mean, he can eat the sun. This guy must be huge. But the one who makes it into this list is Hati, who also goes by the name Managarmer. It is stated in the Prose Edda that Hati, or Managarmer, is the most powerful of all the wolves. This means Managarmer is stronger than a wolf that can eat a star, and stronger than a wolf that can kill the chief deity in the Nordic pantheon. Number 3. Frey, the twin brother of the goddess Freya. So, Frey has a sword that is so amazing it can fight by itself. And when Ragnarok comes, Frey is destined to fight a fire monster named Surtur. But here's the thing, before that fight happens, Frey gives away his sword, like an idiot. Why does he do this is a long story, but just know that he is an idiot for doing it. And so when Frey has to face Surtur, he dies because he doesn't have his sword. Now, it is stated that he specifically dies because he doesn't have his sword. This implies that if he had his sword, he would have been able to defeat Surtur, which is really impressive, and that alone is why I'm putting him in the top 3. But if you think about it, Frey shouldn't be the one who has a spot in this list, because his sword fights by itself, and it's so powerful it presumably can kill Surtur. So Frey's power is irrelevant, his sword is the one that actually belongs in this list. Number 2. Surtur, the big final boss of Nordic mythology. Now, Surtur is a primordial being, older than the universe or the gods themselves, and he is immensely powerful. At the end of Ragnarok, Surtur destroys the entire Nordic universe, which means his power could be compared with that of the Big Bang. Now, some people could say, if there's a sword that can beat Surtur, shouldn't the sword be ranked higher than him? And the reason why this is not the case in my opinion is because it is only implied the sword can beat him, but this doesn't happen. On the other hand, we aren't just told that Surtur can destroy the universe. This is not just something that it's stated he can do, he does it. And no one can stop him. Surtur is without a doubt the most powerful being in Nordic mythology, and quite frankly, he should be number 1. The reason why he's not is because of a tiny little technicality. So, who is at number 1? The answer is the Norns. You know what's better than hitting really hard? Manipulating fate itself. In Nordic mythology, the Norns are a group of beings that control the fate of all things. And not even Surtur is exempt from this. Just like it is Odin's fate to die during Ragnarok, it is Surtur's fate to destroy the universe. And that's going to happen, whether Surtur wants it or not. What the Norns say goes. So technically, the Norns are actually the most powerful beings in Nordic mythology if you think about it. Because even if Surtur had the power to blow up 1 billion universes, all the Norns have to do is write, and then Surtur died. And that's it, game over. That's why I said that on a technicality, Surtur is not the strongest. Because yes, technically the Norns could insta-kill anyone in their own mythology, but they're not gonna do that, that's not how fate operates. So Surtur really is the most powerful, unless you get really technical with your definition of powerful. Anyways, I think that's gonna do it for now. And you know, I just realized I should have made this video a top 9. because the number 9 appears a lot in Nordic mythology. Making the video a top 9 would have been fitting, but that idea just crossed my mind. I guess it's too late now. Well, I guess I could delete this recording and make the whole thing again, but... if you're listening to this, that means I couldn't be bothered making this a top 9. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.